Do you need an incubator? No, you don't. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you absolutely have to have one. But do I recommend you having one? I absolutely do. And I'm glad that you're taking interest in one, because that tells me that you have what it takes to be an advanced breeder. Because an advanced breeder is someone that realizes even the little things matter in the big picture. An advanced breeder doesn't just set their puppies up to survive, they set their puppies up to thrive. An incubator is a temperature and humidity controlled device that allows your puppies to have a safe environment where the mother will not smother them, where it gives the mother a break from nursing, temperature is controlled, humidity is controlled. There's nothing for you to worry about, and it gives you peace of mind. That is the number one thing you're gonna get from your incubator, is you're gonna get peace of mind and able to make good decisions with the rest of your breeding program, not worrying and stressing what's going on with those puppies in the room. The Advanced Breeders Network is something I just recently launched. It's a place where you can get all the resources to breed like a pro. And we're doing a crazy deal right now while supplies last on our ABN Pro Breeder Bundle. Check it out.
The ABN Pro Breeder Bundle will give you access to our virtual whelping guide, our puppy medical guide, and give you the opportunity to book a one-on-one consultation with one of our expert breeders. But that's not it. You even receive $175 in breeder supplies so you're prepared for that next litter. This is a limited time opportunity, so don't miss out.
I put a link in the description to the ABM Pro Breeder Bundle, and I encourage you to get in on that. If you already think you have the education, we'll go ahead and get you the supplies for free. If you've already got the supplies, we'll go ahead and get the education for free. It's a $177 package that comes with $175 in free supplies. So it's a win-win however you look at it. And it's only while supplies last. This incubator here, I'm actually building for a client. If you watch this video and decide you don't want to build it yourself, $325 plus shipping, I'll send one out to you. I'm easy to get a hold of, bigbonebulldogz@gmail.com. There'll be multiple links in my bio. Now I started this build yesterday, but about halfway through it, my microphone ran out of battery. So let's pick up yesterday before my microphone turned off. All right, how to build your own incubator at home 2.0. I say that because I've already done a video on how to build your own incubator. The same thing I'm gonna go over right now. It was actually my first YouTube video ever, so why not remake it today? So everything you see here, I got off of Amazon for under $200, except for this litter box. This is a cat litter box. This model I got at Tractor Supply, and it only cost $20. The beauty about what I'm about to teach you is that you can you can modify anything. You don't have to get a cat box. If you don't want to get a litter box, you don't have to. If you want to get a nice deluxe litter box, get that. If you want to build your own cabinet, or you have some kind of cabinet enclosure at home that you want to modify, you can do that. So just follow these same steps and use whatever cabinet you already have. My incubator inside is powered the same way. I just built myself a nice wooden cabinet with a door and a nice viewing window. You don't have to do that. If you want to keep it simple and cheap, go to Tractor Supply and get you a $20 cat box just like this. But like I said, if you already have a cabinet, you're still going to follow these same steps. This is going to be a temperature and humidity controlled. Come on, Hamburger. Just let her on out. This is going to be a temperature and humidity controlled incubator. That is very crucial. You don't want just temperature. You don't want just a heat lamp. That heat lamp, that hot air is going to dry out the air, so it's important you have a humidifier to add moisture back into the air, which is going to help the puppies breathe better. So let's go over what we have here, and then we'll go over what you're going to need as far as tools. So, cat box or any kind of cabinet that you want to use. All of this came off of Amazon. I'll have the links in the description. Well, I might not have the links. I'm going to try to get the links for you in the description. Otherwise, I'll at least have the description of what each part is. This is a cooling fan. This is going to go in the back of the incubator. It's going to pull the hot air out. This is going to be attached to the temperature controller. When the temperature gets too hot, it's going to kick on this fan. It's going to pull the hot air out of the incubator and cool it down. That's rarely ever does this fan come on. So this only is going to kick on temperature gets too hot. This is going to cool it down. When the temperature is too low and this kicks on, it's going to turn on your heat lamp. That's how you're going to get heat. That's how you're going to raise the temperature. I recommend using these nano bulbs in this small type of enclosure. You just want this 40 watt nano bulb is all you need. If you use too big of a heat bulb, you're gonna know, because as soon as it clicks on, your puppies are gonna cry and they're gonna be scattering. So this clicks on. So obviously a bigger heat bulb is gonna make it hotter quicker, but it's too intense. This is gonna bring it up to temperature at a slower rate, and it's not gonna make the puppies scatter, it's not gonna make them uncomfortable, and it's gonna bring the temperature up plenty fine. If you're building something bigger, use something bigger. And then this is the humidifier I like. It makes it simple. There's a ton of different humidifiers. There's ones that are cheaper on there. I like this one. It makes it simple, and you'll see why. So this is everything that you need. Only other thing I don't have here is egg crate foam. I recommend getting a piece of egg crate foam. Put some egg crate foam in the bottom. If you don't have that, just put something lumpy in the bottom. You never want a flat surface. You always want a lumpy surface for your puppies so that they don't get flat chested. I believe this is gonna be all the parts that we're gonna use. Now let's go over the tools. I'm gonna use this multi-tool to cut an opening in the top. Another reason that I use this model that I get at Tractor Supply is because it makes it easy to just follow this outline. So I'm just gonna follow that outline, take that piece out, I'm gonna install this in there. It's that simple, it really is. You're gonna need a bit like this. You're gonna need a bit to give you, what is this, like 1 inch? I think this is like a 1 inch bit, because you're gonna need to put this hose from the humidifier into the side. So you could actually just use your multi-tool too, but if you want a nice, clean, tight fit, you're gonna use a bit like this. I believe it's 1 inch, I'm not sure. You're gonna need a drill bit, a small drill bit, because you're gonna put a probe, a temperature probe from your heat. You're gonna have a humidity probe from your humidifier, and you're gonna have a temperature probe from your temperature controller that's gonna go in. So you're gonna need a small drill bit to do that, or you're just gonna have to poke a hole somehow. And then some screws. Don't be scared to go to the junk drawer. You don't gotta go to the store and buy special screws. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I went to my junk drawer. I got a couple different options here, and I'll show you a couple different things, because you can do it a couple different ways. You can use a big old screw like this. I recommend using a small screw. You want just enough to go through, and so you don't have that big screw poking on the other side. But maybe you do use a big screw. Come back in there and just clamp it off, cut it off, you know, find some dikes or whatever those cutters are called, and just cut it off. Cut off the end of the screw, or just leave it and be careful and don't poke yourself. Or use a short screw, or use like a nut and bolt wing nut setup. Use your drill, do a drill hole, put this in there, come back with your wing nut on the inside, tighten it down that way. You have a couple different options on how you're gonna attach the temperature controller to the side. So I'm just gonna follow this shape here and cut that out. Because then we're gonna come back, not gonna need that. We're gonna come back and we're gonna attach this way. Oh, here's the other reason you're gonna need the drill, to put a hole in here. So we're gonna use our drill, we're gonna put a hole in here, and that's how we're gonna attach this. Let's go. Just like that. Now, I guess it's drill time, right? We gotta get this on. How are we gonna attach it? What are we gonna use? One of these? Is that long enough? I think so. What do we got here? There we go. All right. Now we're just gonna put a hole on each side. And one on this side. Now, it's very important that these are exactly centered up with each other. Otherwise, it won't heat up properly. You know I'm lying. Shit don't matter. All right, guys following me? Got our little screws, we got our holes. Just that simple. 2 screws is all you need. That worked out really good. We'll go ahead and put our bulb in there. I hope I'm not getting premature. Typically I would kind of wait to the very end to do this. So hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt that I'm putting this in there now. But I don't see any reason why I shouldn't, other than me breaking it somehow. Our cooling fan. Where do we want to put our cooling fan? Let's make some room. Comes with these grills. It's going to go on the outside. Power cord. Hardware. Trash. One in. Ooh, what do we got? Look at that. Let's see. See what's going on here because of this angle? So we don't have a flat surface, so it's not as easy as this should be. We're going to go ahead and take this screw and we're going to put it through so that we can see where it touches, so we can see where we're going to make that drill hole. Just keep following me, guys. One day I'll have a cameraman, I promise. But I need you guys to keep following. Make sure you like and subscribe right now, please. And set your notifications for new videos, all that. Drop some comments, let me know if I helped you. Help this algorithm go. The better these videos perform, the more motivated I am to keep making more content. Got our marks. Let's take everything back out. Set it right here. Also, make sure you guys are following me on all my socials. Instagram, Big Bone Bulldog Farm. TikTok, Big Bone Bulldog. And of course, for all your breeder supplies, BigBoneBulldogs.com. If you want the veterinary grade Pet Broder 900, that's on my website. It's about $1,200. But this right here, I don't want you to think this is like, how can I say it? This is just as good. That Pet Broder has like all these more advanced options on it, and if you want to feel like you're a veterinarian, go ahead and get you one. They're great. But for temperature and humidity control, this is all you need. This is all you need. This is more than sufficient. Still got to cut a hole here. Now, you can do it with your multi-tool, but I think I actually have a perfect circle bit laying around I'm going to use. Look at this. This is a 3-inch hole bit. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Every other time I've made this, I've just cut out a square. Just cut out a square with your multi-tool. You don't have to have one of these special bits. They are only 20 bucks on Amazon though. All right. Let's start with our bottom holes. In. Top holes. And this kit came with 4 little rubber gaskets and washers. Nuts, sorry. 4 little nuts and rubber washers or gaskets, whatever you want to call them. All right, so it looks like we left off installing this cooling fan. Installing this cooling fan back here. So we got our screws through on this side. Now what we have to do is get our grate. Is that what this is called? That's what I'm going to call it. Guard, grate, cover, something like that. Install it on this side. I'm going to put these rubber washer things on. And then we'll hand tighten our nuts. Now when you're anchoring this down, we got this curve back here, right? So you don't want to anchor it too tight where now these fan blades, hear that? Where these fan blades are catching on the round back. So you're gonna want to leave it all right. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to cut this hole bigger because I don't like the way these fan blades are catching on this plastic. So we're going to open up this hole some more. All right, so now we got our guard on, we got all the washers on, we got it tightened in, we got it tightened down so it's secure, and the fan blades are moving without scraping or touching anything. So as you saw, you might have to do that a couple times. You might have to really make sure you get that opening clear of those fan blades. All right, so we got our cooling fan installed. So next, you're going to take out your temperature controller and your humidity controller, and you're going to attach these to the side. You can see I just used some little screws. You can use a bolt with a little wing nut on the back side if you don't want to have that little sharp end of the screw, but I don't really think it's a big deal. It's up here high. It's nowhere where it's going to affect the puppies. So I just used 2 little screws. You can come back and cut off the tips if you like. You can put a glob of silicone or caulk on the back side of it if you like to help it be secure and protect that sharp tip. But again, I don't think it's a problem. So go ahead, put your screws in. These hook right on there. Now you got your temperature and your humidity controller installed. Now you can start plugging things in. Your temperature controller, you'll come down here and it says right on it, heating, cooling. Well, here's our heating. Gonna plug your heat lamp into the heating port. You're gonna plug your cooling fan into the cooling port. This is our humidity controller, also has 2 ports, work 1, work 2. You're gonna go ahead and plug your humidifier into the work 1 port. The temperature controller comes with the temperature probe. I drilled a small hole right here, and you just insert your temperature probe. Then I'll probably just tuck these wires up behind here. You can secure those somehow if you like. Your humidity controller comes with a your humidity controller has this little piece right here. So you see I attached that on the inside with the small screw. This is what's going to detect the humidity level. You're going to set your humidity controller to the desired humidity level that you want. I recommend 65 degrees or 65%. When it goes up over 65%, it turns off. When it drops, well, not exactly 65. You set about a 3% barrier. So you'll set it at 65. When it gets up to like 67 or 68, it'll kick off. When it drops below like 63, it'll kick back on, and it's going to keep you in that 65 range. Temperature works the same way. You got about a 2 or 3 degree temperature barrier. I set my temperature at 85, 86 when puppies first come home, and then I slowly move it down over about the next week. By 7 to 10 days, I typically have it down to about 82, 81 degrees. Like I said, just let your puppies tell you. If the puppies are scattering and crying, it's probably too hot, and you can start knocking the temperature down. If your puppies are staying cuddled up and huddled up, that's what you should expect to see, the puppies huddled up comfortably. You're going to get your settings, how to set your temperature controller and your humidity controller will all be in the manuals that come with it. It's very simple. So we got our temperature controller on, we got our humidity controller on, we got our heat lamp in, we got our cooling fan on, we got it all wired up. Let's talk about this humidifier. So over on this side, I've already drilled a hole for the humidifier tube. That's why I like this humidifier, because the tube setup it comes with, it just makes everything really simple. So this goes on the top, and then you're just going to go ahead and plug your tube in just like that. Now the inside of the incubator, I recommend putting egg crate foam in there. You can get like a mattress pad, or I think you can just order egg crate foam on Amazon. If you don't have egg crate foam, just put some lumpy towels in there. Just put a towel in there and allow it to be lumpy. You don't want a flat surface because you don't want your puppies to get flat chested. Your humidifier is real simple. I put it about halfway in the middle area. This comes off of the base. You turn it upside down, and down there is where you fill it up with water, and you put it back on the base. You plug it in. You make sure your humidifier is plugged in to your humidity controller, and that is what's going to control the humidity in your incubator. All right, so I think that's it. If you guys have any other questions, hit me up in the comments. If you want one of these yourself, but you don't want to build it, BigBoneBulldogs@gmail.com. If this helped you out, hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time.